Well, we're crossing the border at Nogales, and this doesn't look too lively. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Wow, they look like they haven't even had their coffee yet. We're in lane 1, which is the far left lane you want to use when you're going through this particular border crossing. And nobody's going to do anything here. What we got to do is concentrate on actually it's kilometer 21 is where you go through the process of getting your FMM, which is migration for tourism, and also I'm going to have to get a temporary import permit, which is real important. If you're taking a car down to this beautiful place. There's a lot of toll bays on this road, so be kind of careful. Here's a guy, he's going to motorhome it all the way, who knows where, but that's where he's going. And some people think that they're going to go flying through here. Be real careful, because there's a lot of toll bays and built-in bumps in the road, and as you can see, this road is not fit for burros. So we're going to catch up with you at mile 21. This is the first Cobra Caseta, which is a good way to extort money to drive on this bad road. And let's see, what are they going to charge here? I guess they just make it up as they go along, so we'll see what we got to pay. Right after the Cobra Caseta, about a mile, you're going to go through a check station, and don't get in a big rush, because that tope right behind me was huge. So just take your time. You'll get through here fine. Looks like they've got a little bit of checking going on down here, so let's see what kind of rigmarole they got going on. Okay, we just passed through that checkpoint. It's about 5 miles south of the border crossing, and basically they're going to check your registration to make sure you're not moving a stolen car into Mexico. Basically, it's to protect the citizens in the United States, I think. They don't want a bunch of stolen cars driving through this border. So anyway, we're off and running. I'm going to sign off for now because I'm getting into this crappy road. Well, we're at kilometer 21. This is where we get our temporary vehicle permit, hopefully. And you can also buy some pesos here and get your FMM, so you'll be good to go. So we're going to pull in here and start with the FMM, and then see where we go from there. So hang on just a moment, and we'll be right back, okay? Well, we just went through the gauntlet, and we got our temporary import permit. I wanted to just mention that there's one thing that you need that they don't tell you about in the guidelines of the copies of things you need, like a title, the registration, insurance, on and on and on. The last thing you need is to take a picture of your vehicle manufacturer's placard because they want the weight and all the manufactured information. Why, I don't know, but that's not even mentioned in pautas or the guidelines. So keep in mind when you get here, be ready for kind of a bureaucratic process. It's not exactly what I would call something you want to get involved in every morning before you've had coffee, because you're going to be one pissed off little sombrero. So anyway, later. So we're all set. We're Matzatlan bound. This is day one, running the gauntlet to Matzatlan after the big fiasco at the checkpoint to get my temporary import permit. So as you can see, once you leave kilometer 21, you're going to have pretty clear sailing. This road is in great shape. I don't see any big potholes. It's not all tore up, at least right here. So we'll check in later. Here's a nice little town just south of Nogales we're passing through. Has a little water here. Sonora is typically really dry, but they get a little bit of water, and you can see the greenery and so forth. We're still on decent road, and life is good. So we're going to get a checkpoint here. No checkpoint. Somebody's selling something. This is very typical in Mexico, and all they want, the topes, which are the big bumps in the middle of the road, are designed to slow you down, and that's where all the people get out there and sell their stuff. Kind of interesting how the Mexicans get by. You know, they're very industrious people, and they'll do whatever it takes. If there is no job, they'll create a job, and that's, I guess, that's what I respect about the Mexican people. Most of them are really good workers, especially when you get away from the border culture and get a little farther south. And we're probably a couple hours out of Hermosillo, north of Hermosillo right now. Not sure exactly what this little pueblo is, but it's worthwhile. Beautiful trees out here. Looking around, you can kind of tell it's not dry like you'd think it would be, but it won't be long, and we're going to get back into the desert. Welcome to Santa Ana, Sonora. Whoopee! Wow, what a place, huh? You should probably mark it on your map. I don't know. It's looking pretty barren out here, and they still are putting extra big topes in the middle of the road. I'm thinking they want you to stay here and spend some money, some pesos or maybe some dollars. But anyway, yeah, Santa Ana. Wow. 26.46 for litro. A liter of freaking petrol. So that's like that'd be like $4 a gallon. I just paid under $3 in Nogales. So what's up with that? Anyway, we're gonna get to see your typical Mexican pueblo. I call it Pueblo de Baches y Pueblo de Topes. Peatones, that means pedestrian. Okay, so that poor guy, he's looking pretty sad. We got an auto zone here, though. Wow, we're living the dream. Hopefully I won't need any parts store on this trip. But anyway, this kind of gives you a general idea. Santa Ana is an up-and-coming little town. Wow. Not sure exactly what they're famous for here. Probably banditos, cholos, and narcos, but I would assume there might be a little agriculture here, I would think, because their weather is, this is a little lower in elevation than Nogales was. Nogales is almost 4,000 feet above sea level, and it gets pretty frisky up there in the night. But down here, we're probably 1,500 feet lower, and by the time we get to Hermosillo, we'll almost be to sea level. So anyway, there you have it, Santa Ana, Sonora. Well, here's a typical checkpoint. Police will block a lane, get everybody checked out.
Hey, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Where are you going?
Matzatlan.
You coming from where?
Estados Unidos.
Look, I'm asking for 5 little minutes right there where the blue tarp is at. You just take the luggage that you have behind?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I made it through the checkpoint. Hey, if you got to go through one of those, don't be alarmed. It helps if you speak Spanish, because I had those guys laughing pretty hard. They think I'm crazy, and I probably am. But anyway, at the end of the day, I think it's important to enjoy your trip. I'm going to pull over here at a Pemex, use the potty, hopefully. We'll see what happens. Is it open? Is it open? It's not even open. Wow. And if it is, they don't have much for bathrooms. That's a pretty sketchy looking Pemex. They even took the sign down, so I'll pass. Here's a stretch of road just southeast of Guaymas. We're on the way to Obregon, which is I'm about an hour and 20 minutes out. I've got a lot of extra noise in the video. I'm sorry, because I got to leave my window open a little, because the electric door latch in my driver's door went bust on me. So guess what? I had to use a bungee cord to keep my door closed. I don't know if that's legal. What do you guys think? Maybe yes, maybe no. Anyway, the road from Hermosillo to Guaymas was all concrete. Excellent highway. And then now we're back to, well, this is concrete here again. I believe they get high downpours, the arroyos get full of water, and they pour concrete because it holds up better in floodwaters. That's just my guess. But anyway, great highway. Once you get just north of Hermosillo, I'll tell you, the roads are just fantastic, as good as the United States. So later. I have no clue where we are, but I know we're in Sonora. We're about, I'd say, 70 miles southeast of Guaymas, and we're probably in some little pueblo. They didn't put a name tag up, and if they did, I missed it. But you notice these topes, they don't paint them, and if you hit one of those going too fast, you're going to break something. I've actually done that. I broke a motor mount in Guadalajara one night because you couldn't even see it. It was just black as the pavement. So be aware. Do not drive in Mexico at night, okay? 2 reasons. Number 1, it's just not safe. And number 2, it's really not safe, okay? So take my advice. I've lived down here for a lot of time, and you just got to be careful. Don't put yourself in a position where you might be a target, and that's the whole key. You can enjoy Mexico almost anywhere. There's only a couple of places I wouldn't go, but you can see this little village right here. It's got some green trees, and it's in north part of Sonora. So still, we're about 300 miles or so from Culiacan, but this is pretty typical of a Highway 15 village or pueblo, whatever you want to call it. They can be really excellent to stop and get a bite to eat. I just stopped back towards Guaymas and got a sandwich because I wasn't really that hungry. And I'm trying to get to Obregon, you know, like in 6 hours or so. I had a big holdup at the car importation office at Montecito, but we're going to get over that. A little stress for a while, but anyway, this kind of gives you a view of out in the middle of Sonora. Hey, who's this guy coming up here? On the right. It's like an Indian chief. Could that be Cuauhtemoc? Cuauhtemoc. Yeah. Some sort of a crazy Indian guy with deer antlers on his head. We're almost to Obregon. Hang on. Perfect. We got another cassette toll room. It's a toll booth, and I've hit about 6 of them already today. They average about 100 pesos a piece. This one, I'm not sure what this is going to be. Maybe kind of sort of looks like, oh, they took the price down. Ah, pinche cabrones. Bienvenidos a Obregon, Sonora, Mexico. We'll be coming up on my hotel here on the right in just a little bit. Best Western, $70 a night. You know I'm cheap. Well, here we are, Best Western in good old Obregon. So let's walk in here and check it out. See what there is to see.